Hello everyone, this is Dawn with the Twice Sheared Sheep and welcome to Technique Thursdays! Yay! Last week we talked about binding off or casting off and I gave you 4 techniques for that. If you missed that video, look down below to our channel and you can find it. This week we're going to talk about increases. So this is how to add more stitches to your needle. We've got 4 basic increases for you. The first one is a yarn over, which is a decorative increase. The second one is a make one increase, which is the basic increase that I learned first. The third one is a make one below increase, which is one of my favorites because it's super tight. And the fourth increase is a knit front back increase. And that one is fantastic because it is super quick and easy to do. So let's get started. The yarn over increase is a decorative increase. It creates a little hole in the knitting that can then be used to create a pattern. To do a yarn over increase, you're simply going to put your yarn over the needle in a strategic place. So if we want to do a yarn over increase right here, we're going to put the yarn over our needle. And you want it going in this direction. Sometimes you might want to do it this way, but if you do it that way, when you come back to it on the other side, it's going to be set wrong on your needle. So you go around the back and wrap it over the top of the needle. Then you continue knitting as normal. The make one increase is the first increase that I ever learned. That essentially all it is a backward loop cast on in between 2 stitches. You can see right here, this is what a make one looks like in your knitting. It makes a little tiny hole, which is why it's not my favorite, but it is super easy to do, and it's possible to do mirrored increases on the side of a stitch, which is nice. It makes a little kind of twisted stitch right here in your knitting. So all you're going to do is you're going to do a backward loop cast on. So you're going to put your thumb under your working yarn. You're going to rotate your hand, and you remember this loop that is formed here. You're going to slide your knitting needle around the back of the yarn and through the loop. And then you're going to pull that tight and continue knitting as normal. The make one below increase is one of my favorites because as you can see, it is almost invisible. There's a little tiny hole down here at the base of it, but it's almost invisible. It also creates a little twist in the stitch, just like the make one did over here, but it blends into your knitting really smoothly. So to do a make one below, what we're going to do is we're going to take this running thread right here. This is the yarn from the previous row below. We're going to put that on our needle in a reverse yarn over pattern. So a standard yarn over would go in this direction. We want a reverse yarn over where it is leaning in this direction. You see that? This means we're going to have to knit into it as a twisted stitch. So we're going to come over here and it'll be pretty tight, which is why it becomes so invisible, is you're going to knit through that stitch. So it's almost like you made a make one down below in the previous row, but because you didn't have enough yarn here, it makes it real tight and makes it almost invisible. And then you just keep knitting as normal. The knit front back is a great increase. It's really simple to do and quick, so I use it a lot, but it does create this kind of bar in your knitting, so it's very obvious where you have done an increase. So while it's quick, it's not my favorite if I need something to be invisible. And for the knit front back, all you're going to do is on your stitch that you're going to increase in, you're going to knit through the front, leave it on your right needle, leave this on your left needle, then this back leg of the same stitch, so we normally knit through this front leg, but there's this back leg, and we're going to stick our needle in there, and then we're going to knit through that as well. So we've gotten two stitches out of one stitch over here. And then you slide that off the needle. And you can see that this right here creates that bar. So let's try that again. We're going to knit through the front of the stitch, and then in this back stitch over here, we're going to knit through that as well, and then drop it off. So through the front, leave it on here, leave it on here, and then through the back. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you learned something this week and that we are helping to improve your knitting proficiency. Don't forget to subscribe down below to get all of our videos. And next week we're going to talk about decreases. I've got 3 decreases for you for next week. And if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see us demonstrate or what you'd like me to teach you, write in the comments below so that I know, and then we will get to that for you. See you next week. Bye!